Jesus committed many crimes, actually. He was assassinated for being a political criminal. That's why he was killed, for going against the state. So for you to sit here and say that Jesus never committed crimes is false, completely false. Jesus would not be here with a microphone.
What crime
he would
did
be
he-
out here. Oh,
What crime did he commit?
let's see. Disrupting businesses when he flipped over all the tables in the temple when they were using the church to try to make money, right? So Jesus didn't like that. That was a crime. He also said that you should follow the Lord instead of pious, right? Again, a political crime. He was killed by the state for being a criminal, okay? So for you to say that Jesus wasn't a criminal, that he didn't go against the state, that's against what he actually brought here, what he was bringing to the world, okay? Jesus was against the state. Have a good day.
So hold up, you gonna have a conversation?
I just want to say,
Why did King Herod find nothing wrong? Why did King Herod find nothing wrong with Jesus and send him back to Pilate? Yeah, because of the riots of the religious hypocrites who wanted to crucify Jesus. He turned him over. Even Pilate's wife came to him and said, hey, listen, I suffered much in a dream. This man's innocent, have nothing to do with him. Jesus was an innocent man. He didn't commit crimes. The crimes that you're saying, Jesus coming over into his own temples and flipping those tables because people were turning his father's house of prayer into a den of thieves, that wasn't a crime.
It was a crime against the state.
What they were
That's
doing was a crime.
State, sir.
What Pilate didn't think that it was. Herod didn't think that it was.
Yeah.
It's proven.
Actually, please go study and please go actually read history, sir, because that was 100% a crime. Jesus was crucified for being a political criminal. Okay? So you can believe all that you want that Jesus went with the state, all that you want, so that makes you feel better that you're going with the state, but that's not the way it was. Okay? Jesus was a disruptor, and I think you know that.
He flipped up the evil ways of the world. Yeah, he did. But historically speaking, you can still just say the same thing you started out with. But what you're saying is not true. It's false. It doesn't line up with history. It doesn't line up with Jesus. That and even all throughout the scriptures of it saying that he was the spotless lamb slain before the foundations of the world.
According to you, not according to the state that crucified him, right?
No. Pilate and Herod both found Jesus innocent.
But the state still crucified him, didn't they?
He was an innocent man crucified for the sins of the world.
By the state,
For the sins of the world.
Crucified by the state, sir. The government of the time crucified Jesus. You can say all you want that Pius thought in his heart of hearts that he was innocent. You can say all you want that Pius's wife came to him and say that he was innocent. He was still assassinated, crucified by the state. Okay? It wasn't the people. There wasn't a fucking riot that came together that crucified Jesus. Right?
No, there
It was
was.
the state.
No.
Okay? It was the state that crucified Jesus beside two other people. Right? Were they the one, were the other people, were they a part of that too?
They weren't a part of what he did, but they were being crucified because they were thieves. Because they stole. There were two guilty men by Jesus.
Oh, so there were two guilty men. So there was two people that were crucified for their crimes next to Jesus. So what you're saying to me is that two people were assassinated by the state and then one wasn't? Is that what you're saying? You're saying a riot put one person on the cross and not the other two? That's a break in logic, my friend. I'm sorry.
No, it's not breaking logic. Jesus died for your crimes, for my crimes, for him crimes, for her crimes. Jesus died for the criminal, us being criminals.